What's good? Welcome back to the Pop Off Pod. My name is Ralph Compiano. I am your host, and today I am joined by Mr. Michael Cerroni, and this is a conversation show about the Odyssey, Christopher Nolan's 13th feature film. And Mike, we haven't podcasted together, and I think it's been 9 months, and a lot of things have happened in those 9 months, but not too much has changed on your end. Let the people know how you're doing, my brother. I miss you. I love you. It's beautiful to see your face. What's new?
I fucking miss you. I fucking love you. I wish I could kiss you through the screen right now. I can't wait to talk about movies and football and, 19-year-old girl. No, I'm kidding. Nothing's changed for me, really. No. Dude, I've just been working, grinding my little skinny ass off, selling pest control door to door until I fucking am in a Christopher Nolan movie and don't have to do it anymore. Actually, I do have my first lead for our 7 viewers. Strain comes out October. And then it was actually a good year for me. I did 3 movies last year, slowly coming out. As you know, it takes fucking forever. But no, we've actually been acting a lot, working a lot, not going out as much, just fucking behaving, really. And I cannot wait for football and movies and to shoot the shit with everybody again. And yeah, we're back, baby. Some say we never left.
I don't think that we did spiritually. I just think that logistically it was tough to execute, and we've decided to get the freight train back on the tracks, start talking that talk again. And I mean, this movie I think was really like we got the text from Turner, and he was essentially like, you guys got to talk about the Odyssey. And I was like, damn it, he's right. All right, basketball season's pretty much wrapping up for me, so I'll have a few months off here before fall, winter starts, still working the job and all that kind of good stuff. But I'm really pumped to talk about this movie because I've gotten to see it twice. I saw it in consecutive days, Saturday and Sunday, the opening weekend, and I think it's safe to say that I have had a conversation about the movie every single day with either a new person or a person that I haven't really talked about movies with before because they don't often go to the theaters. And I'm honestly just amazed because as of today, when we're recording this, it's Thursday, July 30th. This movie actually passed Oppenheimer for total box office domestically.
Already?
So in America, it's already passed Oppenheimer's total lifespan in America. And then across the world, I believe it has north of $700 million already returned from box office tickets, which is, I mean, a $250 million investment. This is the guy, Christopher Nolan. If you want to get your money's worth, you go to him, and he's got one hell of a deal, and he is printing cash for, I believe, Universal.
That is insane. I agree, bro. I think everyone, I've never had, the last time this happened was probably Marty Supreme or Sinners, because all my friends are black, that everybody has seen. Like, I mean, I was just at acting class, 12 out of 12 people fucking, or there wasn't that many people there tonight, but everyone has seen this thing. And honestly, obviously it's Nolan, but I think with it being the Odyssey and it being like obviously a story that's known, that surprised me about Oppenheimer because Oppenheimer was huge.
Enormous.
But yeah, at some point, no one really wants to see a movie. It's not as appealing, just like about a bomb, compared to fucking Odyssey. And then also the cast just brings I remember walking into this movie and it's like, there's no way that this is not awesome, right? Like you can't put all of them together and it just has to be.
So I want to talk about my viewing experiences because I think it's crucial to like the reason that this movie is so successful. So I saw this in Kansas City on a Saturday afternoon with a few of the players that I coach. So it was me and 4 15-year-old boys that went to this movie together. Now last year, I essentially made it mandatory that my entire team, all 9 of them, came to see Superman with me. So we went to Superman on a Saturday night in Kansas City around the same time last year, actually. And all of us were pretty underwhelmed after the movie. They weren't
Yeah,
like super
Superman
stoked that
stinks.
we had to go. They're like, Ralphie, why do you like going to the movie theater so often? That movie wasn't that great. I'm like, I know, I'm sorry. I didn't make the fucking movie. I didn't want to make any of them come see the Odyssey, but I essentially said, hey, I'm going to see the Odyssey. If any of you want to come, you're more than welcome. And 4 of them raised their hands. And I'm telling you that I think probably an hour into the movie.
And how old are these kids?
They're 15, so they'll be sophomores in high school in about a month, right? So they're, freshmen going into sophomore year of high school. They're looking at me during the movie like, holy shit. And one of them actually said, my hands are sweating. Like they had a physical reaction to the goddamn movie. And that visceral physical
What do these kids'
experience.
do these parents think you're just bringing these kids to the movies and
I've got a
is this a
relationship with the
safe
parents.
environment?
Yeah, they're my people. I spend a lot of time with these guys and these parents over the course of a summer. I mean, it's practically every weekend, 48 hours straight.
They
So,
love you.
yeah, I mean, we've got a good relationship. And yeah, I didn't want to make any of them go, but they're also kind of at the perfect age because like they just read it in English class in high school. So they're like,
Wow,
"Oh, that's what this looks like." Because really the most amazing thing about this movie is this is one of the oldest stories ever told, one of the most famous stories ever told, and it's never been put to screen. Like there isn't another The Odyssey, like from
They're
like
actually
1968, directed by David Lean. Like Spielberg never did it. This is really the one. And when you do the one, you have to deliver. And like you said, the
you
casting,
delivered.
the directing, the writing, the sequences. I mean, we're going to talk about it in detail, but I like these big
Charlize
picture conversations.
Theron.
Woo! Yeah, we're going to talk about her. We're going to talk about every little piece of this movie. So you've seen it once, correct? And did you see it in 70 millimeter out there?
No,
In L-
so I saw it once. It wasn't in 70 mil. In LA, bro, the tickets for the Chinese theater were like, it still is, bro. Like the soonest I can see it now is like in a month, which honestly, I do want to see it in set because it is so much crazier. I saw Oppenheimer, the midnight release, 70 mil Chinese theater, and I was like, it is different on like the 70 millimeter. But yeah, saw it once and I'll definitely see it again for sure.
So I saw it the second night. The very next day, I had already had plans to see it with my dad, my little sister, and my
Awesome.
girlfriend. And so, seeing it with 4 15-year-old boys, that's one audience, and I didn't know how they were going to respond to it. They absolutely adored it. I knew my dad was going to love it because we have very similar tastes in films.
But yeah,
I didn't know how my little sister, who is 16, would react to it, and I didn't know how my girlfriend would react to it. Turns out they both fucking adored it too. So this is hitting like every single target audience of my family and friends, and it's puncturing all of them the same way. And I think it's just pretty much irresistible. Even like my producer at the company that I work at, like she's late 30s, maybe early 40s, probably late 30s, and she's like hasn't been to a theater in a year, and probably since Top Gun Maverick or something like that. And she's like, I
man, you
had to
gotta
go
get
see
her.
this, and I absolutely
Yeah,
loved it. And I mean, it's irresistible. So I want to talk about it in detail. I think probably the best way to do it is I just want to throw some
favorite
things at you
parts.
that I
Or
really
yeah,
loved, and we'll just go reactions from there because I want to talk about Damon first. Plays Odysseus, our kind of titular character. What's your relationship to him? We've talked about McConaughey, we've talked about Pitt, we've
great
talked about
friends.
DiCaprio, but
Go way
yeah,
back.
you guys text like every other day. But like, how do
Of
you feel
course.
about him as like a screen actor? His presence, like, are you a Damon head?
It I love him. I
Okay,
don't know if I'm like a Damon like stan, but like he everything he does from like obviously all the way back like Good Will Hunting to like I mean, dude, even his part in Oppenheimer was art like
brilliant.
so good. No, he like because I was gonna bring this up too. So many star-studded actors, like not a lot of them had a chance to really do like a memorable performance. But for him to lead it, like I think he was the lead, but also acted his ass off. I love the guy. He's a Boston dude, so that's where I'm from, or kind of Rhode Island. I think he did the best job, and he knew too. Like I just can't imagine Nolan calling you up on his little flip phone, on his little pager, saying, "Hey, Matty boy, I got an idea." do you wanna do a $250 million movie with fucking every actor you've ever met and telling the best story of all time? Like, obviously, he's gonna nail it. Like, there's just no way he doesn't, but I loved him. I thought it was great.
So I think that the first time that I saw it, I was obviously stunned, and I think it's such a kind of overwhelming movie. Like they fly through like the first 25 minutes with primarily Telemachus and Penelope, Tom Holland and Anne Hathaway. And you're just trying to like keep up and you're like, let's get to Damon. Let's get to Damon. And when he finally arrives, like you're almost kind of relieved because you're like, all right, we're in Damon's
Yeah,
hands now. But
yeah.
I
Oh,
mean,
he's on an island with Charlize Theron?
that's the our introduction is, he's got the gray
Yeah.
hair, the gray beard, and he's oldened Odysseus. But from The Departed and Oceans and his work with like Soderbergh, his cameos in Interstellar, and then his supporting role in Oppenheimer, I'm very like
Oh, that's
when he's at his best, I'm like, yes, this is my guy. Like he's one of my guys, but I'm not like going through We Bought a Zoo and being like, he didn't make a mistake here either. Like he's got like
I love that movie.
he's got some clinks in his armor. But for this, I thought he was absolutely perfect, and I think he does such a great job of, you see Matt Damon and you feel like comfortable with him, but
You
Odysseus
do.
is kind of an arrogant prick. Like there's
Yeah.
moments throughout the movie where you're looking at him, you're like, this guy's just a goofball, dude. Like he's really full of himself. His reputation is that he is like the wisest person in the world. He's not the strongest, he's not the fastest, he's just the smartest. And I'm watching him, I'm like, dude, this guy's a dipshit. Like,
Yeah.
this guy is
Well,
not getting like a 22 on the ACT right now.
no, he's fucking up, and the fucker has the gods on his side, so he really can't, like he would have fucked up so many times, but he's got the gods on his side telling him what to do. Um, yeah, it's funny you say likable because he is like you can I think that's the part, like, he was kind of like a little bit of a crazy leader, which you have to be if you're gonna do shit like, he did. So he's gotta, like, hurt some feelings, not bury the dead, shit like that, but, um, yeah, you are obviously rooting for him. He's a dipshit, and he's maybe not fair at this or that, but, like, you are rooting for him the whole fucking time and love his ass. And then at the very end, when the big monologue, like, it all comes together. You're on his side.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like every other Nolan movie, which we're gonna rank here. Um, it all comes full circle, and I think they all really do. You're rewarded as a viewer for watching it multiple times. Like, there's a lot of movies out there you watch it the first time, you're like, got it. Like, you guys just watched The Master for the first time. You're gonna revisit that 6 months from now, and you'll be like, oh,
And still have no idea.
no, you're gonna pick things up, and that's like the beauty of like these brilliant filmmakers is that they spend so much time and so much care, and it comes from like a genuine place of interest and research and their own imagination and creativity. There's no Chat GPT involved in this movie. There's no Google Gemini. Like this is all his people coming together and really executing at the highest level. So I want to go into kind of the first like sequence of the movie that was really like, holy shit, here we go. I think when Palm started sweating, and that is our visit to a little cave where we follow some sheep up a hill and we meet the Cyclops. This is a moment where I don't know if I'll ever forget it. Um, just seeing him for
I
the first
also
time because like this is one of those things where the Cyclops, the Sirens, and the Trojan Horse. These are three kind of like
I know,
cultural pieces that I've heard about. I've seen in like other TV shows and movies like mimicked. People have talked about them, but to actually see Christopher Nolan's vision of what the Cyclops is going to look, sound, and
bro.
feel like, and you can feel the weight of him as he's moving. Like everything is so, you can just feel it. And
I never read I actually I really didn't read the Odyssey. I don't know if fucking I was just dicking around or
well,
I
you
didn't
never
know there
learned how to
was
read, so that's a huge problem as far as
that's
reading the
also
Odyssey. You got to learn how to read first.
correct, but that's a problem for another day. Um, Yeah, so I'm so dumb. I didn't know that there was, like I thought this was, like, the real world. I didn't know there was magic and stuff, like cyclopses. So when the big ass dude comes in, I'm like, "What the fuck are we what is going on?" I had no idea about any of that shit. I just watched, like, Troy. Uh, and, like
That's
yeah.
so perfect
So
too, because
I
the
was like
very first words that appear on the screen, the very first thing that appears on the screen before Travis Scott even, is "in a
oh,
time
we'll
of
talk about
apparent
that.
magic." Like, those are the words that read across the screen, and you never learned how to read, so of course you missed the apparent magic part, but I love
Yeah,
the
I
word
was face deep in
"apparent"
some
there.
popcorn.
Yes, and so was I. I mean, I was deleting popcorn during these. We'll talk about Travis Scott here at some point too, but yeah. So we get to the Cyclops' cave, and I think it's just so fucking funny that the first thing that Odysseus does is he sees some cheese in a bag, and he goes
Oh, yeah,
in, takes a little nibble, and you can hear kind of the East Coast in him. He goes, "It's pretty good." He's like, "You
yeah,
guys should try a bite of this little case of Fresca. This is
this ain't so
delicious."
bad.
Yeah. And then you have the sheep coming in, and we find out that the Cyclops isn't just, a monster. He is a shepherd of his flock, and he tends to them. He takes them out, he takes them back in. He's not just eating them, and he's probably producing cheese from them. But what's so amazing about this is that in the wrong hands, in the Russo brothers' hands, the guys that did a lot of the different Marvel movies and the Gray Man and all this kind of shit, this Cyclops is certainly VFX, CGI. It's made by some dork behind a computer. Nolan's like,
Yeah.
Forget all that, dude. We're doing a giant puppet, and we're gonna
Bro,
make this
did
guy
you
a
see the
freako."
strings?
Yes, it's. I
I
mean, whew,
How the
it's really
fuck did they
remarkable.
make that? Because I know that didn't look smooth, like, in real life. The fact that I mean, it probably looked decent, but, like, I saw a couple pictures, I was like, "There is no" like, I just don't know how you go from that to then I see it on the theater and you believe that it's real.
Every piece of it, and I think like the biggest thing for me, we're talking about in the Trojan horse sequence, is like the weight. Like, usually when you see something that big, you can tell when their foot comes into the ground and there's, like, a collision and, like, a minor shock wave. You're like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, I get it. It's the Hulk, he's strong. Hey, he make ground move." With the Cyclops, oh, like, these guys are literal ants to him, and he's just
Yeah.
stepping around them the same way that you take care of pest control. Like, these are fire ants on the ground, and there's literally fire, and, like, that's the only light in the sequence too, because we're in a freaking cave, and it's, like, practically a horror movie there for, like, 9 consecutive minutes, and then they have to strategically find a way to get out, so, you're rooting for them at this point. You think these are the good guys, and ultimately you realize, and Odysseus realizes, we're probably the bad guys here, buddy.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is just
I
one of
thought
those
the whole
moments
movie was
that
gonna be in the cave. I was like, "How are these guys gonna get out? Maybe this is just 3 hours of, we're just in the cave, fucking trying to fit." Yeah, it's insane.
so that's actually one of my biggest nitpicks of the movie is when we get out of the cave and the Cyclops has had his eye pierced and he's chasing them into the water, is while we're in the cave, we've only got a little candlelight around. The mood is set. Like, I'm waiting to see other parts of this Cyclops that, like, we couldn't see some dong. Like, I want to know what that dong looked like. And then
You
when
think
they
he
get
has a
out in the
piece?
water, oh, dude, he has to. He's a male, is he not?
I'm new to this whole world. I didn't know I mean, if he has a piece, it's definitely not a small one. I'll tell you that.
No,
He's,
it's probably the size of Odysseus, probably 2
yeah,
Odysseus's together, Odysseus. It's just something that I'm curious about. I kinda wanted to get a peek at it, and then there's also a moment where they're riding off in the ship, they've escaped him, and he's crying in the water to Poseidon, and he stands up, turns around, and you're just about to see his butt, and then they cut, and I'm like, "Dang
yeah.
it, dude, we didn't get cheeks
No
either."
Nolan loves a little edgy, a
Yeah.
little edging action.
Yeah,
No
he
butt, no piece.
and,
He's gotta shit somehow.
I said it too, like, if they would have just gotten along with a guy and instead of messing with them, like, I think they could have had a couple of nice sleepovers and then had a conversation with them because, like,
Dude,
he might not be the best
marshmallows.
podcaster ever, but he can speak. He's crying to Poseidon at one point. I wanted to hear that dialogue. Like, let's see what that pen really do, Chris Nolan.
He in the Did he shoot is that in the actual story that he shoots him in the eye before he leaves 'cause to then get cursed? I assume that's, like, part of the plot.
So they stab him
That
in the
surprised me
eye
too.
and they blind him with like the fire log and then the sword. But when they're leaving the cave instead of him shooting him in the eye, I believe that Odysseus is crying, and Odysseus had tricked him in the book or in the poem, and he's saying like, my name is nobody. And so when the Cyclops is crying to Poseidon, he's like, nobody hurt me, nobody hurt me. And so she's tricking him that way. It's not with the arrow to the
Ah,
head at the end. That was a decision by Nolan. I thought that was honestly just kind of funny, but also just like, wow, this guy's a
it's
goofball.
it surprised me. I was like, "Oh, I didn't think why is he" like, I thought he was smarter than that, but then it leads to that crazy chase scene. They're all just it's like the lone survivor. They're just falling and running down the hill, and then somehow it's a little unrealistic at how he didn't catch him. But you're having like a panic attack the whole time because they got to somehow get to the water, get in the boat, fucking figure it all out. He ends up, yeah. It led to a cool fucking little sequence.
The next sequence that I wanted to talk about was Cersei's
Horsey.
Island, where Samantha Morton is playing Cersei, and in the poem, Odysseus doesn't just visit her for an appetizer. He actually stays with her for, I think, a year, maybe a little bit longer, and I think he might even have a kid with her too. But she is probably maybe the most perfect casting choice of the entire movie, other than Charlize. I think Charlize is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I didn't know exactly who she was, but she murdered it.
I mean, she is at once like you. So Himesh Patel is another guy that we should talk about here. We're going to talk about
Oh, he's
pretty much
awesome.
everybody in here, but he is so critical here because he's kind of like the vice president to Odysseus, and he's not a yes man by any means. He's questioning him throughout the movie. He's at once impressed early on with like, man, you are one lucky mf'er. You landed us here, and then they get on the island. He's like, maybe we're not so lucky. But Samantha Morton here, when she initially meets Himesh Patel, you're honestly like, you can kind of feel sorry for her because she's one woman going against what looks like 20 Trojan soldiers. And I mean, just that moment where she's looking him in the eyes, she's like, are
Could
you
end
guys
badly.
hungry? Like, do you guys need food? And from there on out, you're like, oh, dude, there's no way this can go very well.
Yeah.
And not only does it not go well, it's one of the best horror sequences I've seen, like all decade. I mean, it's just absolutely brilliant what they do with the pigs and
Dude,
the
I
lions and
heard
the
even
tigers.
that wasn't CGI. They put like these, like they were tearing masks, like, what's the prosthetics? Like prosthetics masks off their face. Like they didn't even fake that. Like when they start clawing their eyes out and all that crazy shit. He even did that in real life.
I mean, every single piece of it is just so cared for, and he does a really nice job with the camera itself. I think Hoyt van Hoytema is how you pronounce the cinematographer's
Yeah,
name.
who that guy is that guy just like goated?
I
Because
mean,
I
he's the
keep seeing
man.
him.
He's the
He's
absolute
just
man.
Nolan's
He
guy.
did Oppenheimer with him. He did Nope with Jordan Peele.
Oh no
I'm
shit.
trying to think of the other things that he's done, but I mean, he's kind of the one right now.
Yeah,
I think he did Interstellar, maybe.
dude. So he's done. Dude, yeah, once you find your team, like Nolan found this, and then you you just get work for the next 20 years. It's fucking
And,
awesome.
and that's really like, I think probably one of my biggest takeaways from this is that, Christopher Nolan is the name that everybody's been saying, but you're right. I mean, when you're a director on a film with a $250 million budget, I mean, you're running a
Fucking
company, you're a
insane.
CEO, and you have to hire the right people to do the right roles. And what he got out of the actors and the crew, it's just brilliant. But yeah,
Yeah,
love the pig sequence on Cersei's Island. And then I want to talk about the Trojan horse as well.
that's my favorite part.
Because this is a moment where I'm just looking for Cerroni's face while I'm watching it. I'm like, he's got to be in here somewhere with
Dude,
Bernthal, crowded in this fucking
I would
wooden.
have paid. I would have
Oh,
paid to be. They don't have to pay me. I'll pay them. I would be. Oh, you're right. I would be. You could shove me in that horse. John Bernthal could sit on my fucking the side of my face. I would agree to be in that sequence, that part. That's
so
my favorite part of the movie. It's fucking insane how they did that shit.
I
And I
think
know they built the fucking horse.
100%. And the more that I think about it, I think it's my favorite sequence too, because it's, again, you get rewarded for rewatching these movies, but they flash back time and time and time again to just the image of Odysseus looking up at something and he don't know what he's looking at. until the end of the movie when they reveal it's the Trojan horse. And I mean, that's the central thesis of the movie, I think, is that we have always understood like the term the Trojan horse is like a brilliant strategic move to win a war. And he did perceive it as that. But after all of this reckoning and all of these lessons from the gods and the people that he encounters, he realizes that it's really a curse and it's an abolition of Zeus's law of
Yeah.
treat your neighbor how you would want to be treated, the golden rule of respect. And
Zeus's law.
I mean, it's just God. And then just, yeah, you're right. Like you can like feel the humidity inside of the horse and the sweat
Yeah.
piling down their face and the water at the bottom of it. And you can
The
smell
guy
the
gets
shit and
stabbed.
piss that's stuck inside of there, the stabbing, and they have to close his mouth to prevent the scream. I mean, and then, oh my God, once they get inside the gates of Troy and it becomes this spy thriller where they're dipping
Dude.
out through the rope and they're climbing down and they're taking down one Trojan soldier at a time. And you're like, yes, yes, yes. Like, I wish there was a video game version of this that I could play with my boys online, like a co-op.
Bro.
And it's just, it's so brilliant.
Yeah. And then when they come out and like, it's just like the whole movie, but like the epicness of those shots, like that shot of them dragging the horse
Mm.
from the beach, I was
Oh,
like, that is the fucking most beautiful thing. It just looks with the IMAX, it's like
such
it's
a great point.
better. Yeah, it's like I don't know if because not everybody has 20/20 vision. It's almost like better than reality. And then yeah, dude, when like I mean, you're just having like a panic attack, which I love in movies, like movies like that, like Marty Supreme. You're just like freaking out the whole time. And then of course when they fought, you got Bernthal opening the doors. That was the only thing. I wonder if they like, how did they fucking know the timing that like Damon's not sending them a text like, "Yo, we're in, we're out, fucking rip it, boys, bum rush." Like, they must have just known, and then what's his name? Agamemnon or whatever, just,
Mm-hmm.
like, hardest fit I've ever seen in the movie. Probably a little unrealistic, but it was fucking sick. And then, dude, the whole, like, burning of it was just fucking nuts,
So I
like, or
think
the sacking
it's
of Troy.
the Trojan horses on the beach. And then once the gift is accepted by the soldiers of Troy,
It's that night.
they bring it in. And I love your point about them carrying on the beach because there's also a moment you see like right before the gates. They're like, all right, well, once we're off the sand, how can we make this a little bit faster? And they lay a bunch of logs down and they use it as like a track to carry it across. And they're just
Yeah.
pulling and tugging. And then they break out. They go
No one
through
was like, "This seems a little bit heavier than it's supposed to be."
they go through like 25, 26 Trojan soldiers. Odysseus gets to the top of, like the,
Overlook
yeah,
Castle.
and then he lights a fire. And then that's when you see all these gentlemen,
Well,
all
that's the
these soldiers
signal.
just ready. Like
Yeah.
that's the signal. So it's, I think the first point A is, all right, horse is gone. They accepted it. We can understand that. B is, all right, we're ready to roll
Yeah.
now. And we're
Light
about
the
to
fire.
ransack this place.
Dude, it fucking insane. And it was all done in live, like, fire explosions, fucking Bernthal screaming his ass off per usual. That was my favorite scene in the movie, either that or the ending. Um, but yeah, that was just seeing the horse, it was just fucking and, like, dude, compared to the one in Troy, remember the one in Troy? It was like this just, like, donkey, like, it was like this paper mache.
It's like a figurine.
Yeah, like that horse, and it looked like a gift. I was like, "Holy shit, this thing is sick."
It's gorgeous. It's
Uh,
bronze. It's glowing in the sun. It's literally on a beach next to like the ocean. I mean, it's a gorgeous gift. I would have accepted it. I don't blame them
yeah,
at all.
bring it in here.
All right, we'll get to the end here in a second. I wanted to say, so I've mentioned it throughout this, but some details that I noticed on the second viewing that I felt like I was rewarded for seeing it again. One of my favorite ones. It's a very small moment, but Odysseus early on in the film, early on in his life, when is it Antinous, Robert Pattinson's character? There's like the younger actor that plays him. He's got like the
Oh,
sharpest jaw I've ever seen in my life, and he's
yeah,
watching Odysseus hunt a boar with his bow and arrow, and the boar attacks him, and it fucks up his foot, and Odysseus goes back to Ithaca, his castle, and he's getting his foot fixed up, and there's a
Yep,
maid, and then later on in the movie, that maid is cleaning his feet, and she sees the scarring, and she's like, "Oh, that's him."
dude.
Just a
With a
moment that I'm like,
movie,
God dang it, dude! Full circle, they got me. Like
dude,
this is
because
Inception.
in a Nolan movie, or should be every movies, but in a Nolan movie, every single there's not a wasted scene.
Correct.
Like, if you think, like, why are they doing this like, everything has an exact fucking meaning, and I completely missed that until the end, and I was like, "Oh my god." Like, just insane.
Even like the moments in the first. So I want to talk about Tom Holland here in a second, but like his performance the second time around really won me over. The first time I was kind of like, that's Spider-Man. What's he doing here? But
Yeah,
the first 25 minutes of the movie is really on his shoulders, he and Anne Hathaway's shoulders, and they're talking about the sea people. And I don't think I caught that at all the first time. Like this idea of like, who are the sea people? Because there are these, this army that's going through the world and terrorizing one island at a time, and we come to find
mhm,
out that it's obviously Odysseus and his men. But like that's just something that like I didn't know that Penelope and Telemachus had awareness of the sea people, and they obviously didn't know it was Odysseus because they would have been like, he's alive if that's the case. But they're talking about how we need to find a new
yeah,
king because the sea people are another threat that's going to come screw us over. So we need a king that's going to be able to raise an army to attack the sea people. So just another moment that I'm like, God dang it, how did I not catch that the first time? But again, I
yeah,
don't blame myself because the first time around, you're just so stunned by everything that it's hard to really intellectually perceive everything that's happening in the
just
dialogue.
the vast, like, the epicness of, like, I mean, obviously, I think they were in, like, Italy or some crazy, like,
Oh yeah, Greece,
everything's just, like,
Italy, like they went everywhere.
oh, it was in like, every single scene is like a screensaver. Like, they didn't pick any shit, it was just nuts. That's why I think yeah, dude, 70 or the 70 millimeter, it's just gotta be that much more fucking gorgeous. Um, I was gonna say, the only thing the only thing I did not how do you feel about no accents?
I love it.
Why you love it?
I do.
Bro, why wouldn't you just everyone is talented enough to do like, what the first thing that shocked me is Tom Holland spoke, and I was like, "Why is he not speaking?" I don't know, it was just kinda like, why do you? Because I watched an interview, Nolan said it makes it more relatable, but he's saying, like, dad, not father. No one's got an accent. I don't know, I feel like they all coulda done it. Like, Bernthal's talking like he's
Bernthal.
Bernthal. Yeah, but,
Yeah,
like,
he's not playing a character. He's playing Bernthal. He's Bernthal
yeah,
as Menelaus in the movie.
that's the only thing I would have changed, and I feel like, obviously, they're all talented enough to like, Tom Holland had to put on an American accent to play. I don't know. It just I don't know
Yeah,
if
so
that's, like, the only thing I would change.
Pattinson's British too, so he could have done a British accent, but I love the voice work that he's doing in this because it's sniveling, it's
Yeah,
high
you
pitched
killed
and
it.
annoying, and he's just a prick. And that voice is like a
Yeah, you
voice that
hate
you've heard in movies a million times before. Um, and then I think that the American accent like almost not diminishes Telemachus, but it makes him feel more immature than a British one would. I think the point behind Telemachus is that this is not a guy that's ready to be king.
Yeah.
He thinks he is, but time and time again, Penelope's just like, bro, like you're not even close. Like
Yeah,
he's
you're a
probably
fucking
what,
kid.
19, 20 years old, something like that. Like
Yeah.
you're a
He
sophomore
keeps
in
getting his
college right
ass
now,
beat
dog.
too.
Like you could exactly, bro. Like he's getting gentlemen swept in this movie in all of the battles that he's fighting. Like he's 1-4 against these dudes. Like he can't beat anybody. He gets mentor
Yeah.
once after he learns a cool trick, but like mentor's not falling that for that shit again. And was he even really trying that hard? But yeah, I loved the lack of accents.
It's
Also
crazy.
because Nolan's a British filmmaker, and I think that this is has a lot of parallels and metaphorical language and themes to how America operates when we're going to war and battles and things of that nature, where it's like, these guys should sound like Americans because this is kind of an American story at the end of the day, even though it's
No repercussions for
yeah.
any actions. Just
Well,
fucking
repercussions if you're aware enough to acknowledge the repercussions. Like if you have a
who cares?
self-awareness and you're not just I mean, let's talk about the end here because Odysseus's kind of confession, reconciliation when he returns to Ithaca and he is sitting next to Penelope. There's obviously like the curtain between them and
Yeah.
this
Just
monologue.
driving me crazy, bro. I was like, "Can you please just tell her you're home?" Like, that part, my anxiety was like, and I get why you did it, but, like, just, like, the first like, just please fucking tell. Like, it was just driving me crazy, but I mean, that's because it's good, like, he did it for a reason, but
Well,
they're
he
just
has to
right
go in as a
there.
plate licker and a
Yeah.
beggar because
Oh, the dog
Agamemnon,
scene?
I guess we didn't talk about the scene in Hades. There's so many scenes in this movie that's almost hard to talk about all of them. Where,
Yeah. Oh,
uh,
that was actually I was gonna say, my other favorite when they're in hell,
yes,
that was fucking that was actually one of my favorite, I just have never seen anything like that. Like, they're in, like, it was just insane. People are coming out of the fucking ground.
just appearing literally
Yeah.
from like purgatory, hell, Hades, whatever the heck it is. Um, and there's a nice piece of that I'm realizing is that that is obviously just soil and dirt and it's blue and it's dark and gray. But the way that they contrast that is, especially when he's talking to Agamemnon, is he's telling him how he died and it's
Yeah.
that contrast of when Agamemnon returns and it's like, oh my god, this is like ASMR that I'm watching right now when he returns to Calypso, or her twin sister rather, Lupita
Yeah.
Nyong'o's character.
He's like, "Don't just wander in. You might wanna, do
Assess,
this."
go
Yeah.
in and assess before you come back a king, because they're not going to treat you as a king when they come back, because
Yeah.
people are greedy, people have grudges that they're holding because maybe you threw their child
Yeah,
into the
your
river as a
baby.
sacrifice. Yeah.
Yeah. For good wins.
Things like that for good wind. The things that
Yeah.
I would do for good wind, man. I mean, who can really blame them? I
Just
mean,
rip a couple rip a couple tutors. Save the poor kid.
well,
That was,
he
like, objectively hilarious. I was like, to just, like, yost a kid in the fucking it is wild, but then it all comes back to fucking it just ties perfectly.
so we have him talking Penelope, and you're getting these flashbacks to the sacking of Troy, and
The regret.
the regret, the guilt, uh, this idea that like it's kind of like Adam and Eve, the eating of the fruit that's forbidden, where he blames himself for all of the sacrilegious acts that are happening throughout the world because the sacking of Troy was really kind of the final straw that broke the
Yeah.
camel's back as far as like betraying what was once commonly understood, universally understood as the number one rule. Like they're
Yeah.
following
Once
it still
someone
in
fights
Ithaca. They bring the beggars into the house, and the reason they're feeding them all this food is because one of them could be a god. And so you're supposed to treat everybody as if they're a god in disguise. And
yeah.
that's really when Zendaya, I felt like her performance was kind of warranted because I kind of thought she was just Rue from Euphoria for most of the movie. But just the one look that she gives when she is the innocent young woman that gets beheaded inside of Troy during the sacking, and we realize that Athena was that young woman.
Yeah.
It's really that wow moment that just pays off. And again, he seems to do it in every single movie, but I think he does it most successfully in this one.
Yeah. And she was yeah, because at first too, I was like, I thought she was a little too young to play like a god, but then you obviously realize that she's that girl. But yeah, it's crazy. Like, dude, she, is maybe the biggest actress right now. And
Up
then
there for
even like,
sure.
yeah, and then even like Mia Goth, like, because Zendaya was barely in it, and then Mia Goth was like, like 2, 3 scenes, and you're still picking. Like, he must have been like, Zendaya, we have like 7 little, like, you barely even speak, but you're still gonna come out the best of the best to do it. And then it just cracked me up too, knowing that, like, because she's married to Tom Holland, like, just what the fuck was that like the whole time on set? Just so cool, dude. The amount of jealousy, um,
The
is
Philadelphia
unbearable.
76ers should go see this movie as a team
You
because
think that's gonna get Braun a ring?
This
One
is
more.
this movie is the perfect example of
You
like
see Luka took the whole Lakers to golf and fucking you see that?
good for him. I bet he had like 45 Snickers bars and 18 holes. But the Sixers should go see this as a team because like this movie is like the definition of like, yeah, there's only one ball, but like everybody can score. You just got to play your role because you're right.
Yeah.
Zendaya has maybe 6.5 total minutes of screen time in this movie.
Yep.
Charlize might have 5 minutes. It's really even like Damon. Like this probably has to be like he's probably gonna be nominated for Best Actor here at the Academy Awards, but like
Oh, for sure.
it's gonna be I don't know, maybe the least amount of screen time that a lead actor has had as far as like percentage of the film actually on screen.
Yeah, once he gets going, he's obviously front and center, but yeah, I remember being confused. You're right, the first, like 30, 45 minutes, I'm like, "Where is fucking like, what is going on?" Which is crazy, which probably is a step back, but then,
You're like, why are
yeah,
we seeing
once
Travis Scott first? This is the guy that
oh,
made Days
dude,
Before Rodeo. That's the first dude showing up
that
on screen.
that was a ballsy to have the first scene, I was like, "Oh my god, is this gonna be ass?" Like, I mean, it was sick, but, like, you just can't unsee Travis Scott. Like, you don't see it, like, you that's the only thing, I don't know, just up there on the table doing Afterworld.
I mean,
Banging is sick.
immediately my boys next to me in the theater are like
Oh, I bet the
nudging me
kids
like
loved it.
they're like, what? Like
Yeah.
what is happening right now?
Just the last person you'd expect to start Christopher Nolan, The Odyssey is just fucking LaFlame, just ripping fiend.
Okay, so I think that this is a good opportunity to transition into our top 10 because I'll be curious to see where you have this. So now ranking Nolan's our 10 favorite Nolans. I'll just do it quickly because I there's only one that I haven't seen. It's Insomnia, which I think is from 2002 with Pacino and Robin Williams. I believe it's his third feature film. That is not going to be featured on my list. And then I will also say that Batman Begins is not on my list, and neither is Following, his very first film.
Oh, we're gonna have a very similar, watch us have the same fucking exact list.
I don't think we're going to. I mean, we have the
No, we
same 10
won't.
movies, but the order is going to
Yeah.
be really interesting here. So I'll let you go first. Let's do number 10 for you, your 10th favorite Nolan movie.
Or wait, so number 10
Yep, going
at the
back from,
bottom?
we'll go from 10 to 1. Yep.
All right, I have at 10, I got Dark Knight Rises.
Okay. Okay.
I think I've never been I get shit on this for this all the time. I'm not a big superhero dude at all.
That's okay.
Obviously, there's another movie that's a lot higher up, but, I mean, it was great, it was cool, it was fun. Obviously, all 10 of these are heaters. He hasn't missed ever. But yeah, Dark Knight Rises at 10.
It's a goofy movie. Um, it takes itself a little bit too seriously. I think it's kind of that point in his life where he's like really trying to just match the same level that he got to with the previous one. I
Yeah.
love it. I have it at number 7. I love Bane. I
I was
love
gonna say
Bale in
Bane
this. This is Anne Hathaway
that's
as
my favorite.
Catwoman. I'm just like gurring the entire time. I'm like, oh my goodness, that is
Just pawing,
yep,
just purring.
solid use of leather. Um,
Yeah.
and then I
Anne
don't know.
Hathaway still got it.
I like the Joseph Gordon-Levitt stuff as, you know, the pseudo Robin in a lot of ways too. And Hines Ward returning a kick at Heinz
Oh,
Stadium.
yeah.
I mean, that's pretty good stuff, man. I don't know how he became the kick returner for the Steelers at that point. I'm not even sure it's the Steelers. I think it's like the
Yeah, because no
Gotham
one's not
Pirates or something like
watching
that
he's not watching a Thursday night Steelers game back in, you know
with the Bumblebee
w
uniforms. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
it's
One of the
maybe
coolest scenes
Antonio Brown back
ever.
there. Just
Yeah.
badass, like actually blowing up the field. I bet he did that practically too. I haven't done
No,
any
I saw
big
it, he did. It was on the Steelers field, and they didn't blow up the field, or they probably fucked it up pretty bad, but it was explosions in the back, and then obviously they added in the caving. Saw all that shit, it's insane.
just the man, the man. So I have that a little bit higher. I have that at number 7. I'll try not to spoil the rest. Number 10, I do have Memento. Um, again, like you're right, they're all bangers. I think that this is probably the one that I'm least inspired to return to. I've only seen this one twice. And I think it's probably just because like I don't have that great of a relationship with Guy Pearce. Like he's not like my guy. And then I can't remember his name, but he's
And
plays
there's a lot
Ralphie
going
in
on too.
The Sopranos. He's kind of like the villain in this movie, and I don't know. I think it's Joey Pantoliano, something like
Pantoliano.
that. Yeah, just not one of my guys. But again, there's definitely a lot going on in this movie, but this is kind of like the inception of his, you know,
Yeah.
narrative as a filmmaker, his interests, his ideas to the mainstream audience. Like people are like,
Yeah.
"Oh shit, we got to be on the lookout for this dude. Like this is something I've never seen before. It's science fiction, it's conspiracy, it's thriller, it's all these things kind of tied into one knot, and it's badass action."
Mhm. It's like and it's him messing with time and, like, it's just the craziest kinda yeah, it takes you a while to figure out what the fuck it like, I mean, it really is I kinda have it lower too, but like you said, it's tough to when he has so many good fucking movies, like, you just have to I don't know, it just drops.
You have to kill your darlings. All right, what do you have at number 9?
9, I have Tenet.
I
Um
also have Tenet at 9.
oh, I thought you were gonna fucking, um or you definitely liked it more than me. I just, like it's so I heard this, it's like if Interstellar and Inception had a baby, it's Tenet. Interstellar and Inception are already pretty hard to get a hold on mentally of what's happening. It was just simply too much. Like, and I get it. You don't know where the line is until you cross it. And I also, I mean, it was cool. It was definitely better than most, 98% of movies you see. But I also didn't love, what's his name? Denzel's kid. I
John David
think that was,
Washington.
yeah, I think that was his first, like, kind of like big gig. And I feel like I remember him being too cheesy.
Well, he had done
And
Black Klansman a couple years earlier with Spike. Um I think the reason that this isn't one that I've returned to a ton. I love Pattinson in it. I think there are great action sequences, but just
yeah,
kick absolute ass. And I think the reason that I appreciate it is because this was a COVID movie. I think it came out towards the end of the summer during COVID, 2020. And it was like my first return to the theater. It was this and then Dune, essentially like within like a 2-month span.
it was
And I was like,
awesome.
damn, I missed the movie theater when I saw this. Like it still has all of the
It looked
critical Nolan
crazy.
components. It's gorgeous.
Yeah,
All of
the
his movies
backwards
do.
walking
And
when they're
the
fucking
car in reverse. Like, I mean,
yeah,
there's just like the coolest BMW commercial you've ever seen in your life at
yeah,
points. And
visually, it's insane.
the blues, the reds, he's doing a lot of really brilliant stuff. And I think that's with Van Hoytema, the cinematographer they talked about earlier. But yeah, I mean it's number 9 for me. Okay, what do you have at number 8?
8, I have Memento.
Okay.
So for all the same kinda, I don't know, it's fucking cool, like, it rocks, but just got too many.
Okay. I don't want to know where you have this one, but I do have this one at 8. I have Inception at 8. Uh,
What?
which I surprised myself when I was making the list because I probably think about this stuff a little bit too much sometimes, but just another one of those ones where it's like I don't return to it very often, and I think that's kind of
It's
my
long.
perspective on because I return to movies a lot. Like my favorite movies, I watch them. There'll Be Blood. I watch that 2 or 3 times a
Oh,
year at this point. It feels like No Country
Once
for Old
Upon a
Men.
Time.
Uh, the number one movie on this list, I've already watched twice this year. Again,
I remember I used to live with Ralph, and he used to say one day you have a house, a separate TV in a separate room where Once Upon a Time in Hollywood just plays over and over and over again.
that is the
Uh,
dream: is to have that room, and all it's gonna have is a recliner in it just for me, and
maybe
one
some
really big
lotion.
TV, and it's just gonna be on a constant replay. I heard that. Uh, just for the Margot Robbie feet scenes will be when the lotion gets automatically dispensed into my hand. But again, yeah, if I'm having a bad day, I just want to be able to step into that room and go into my oasis, my little
Yeah.
safe haven.
Watch that ending scene where, "No, it was something stupider than that." What does he
Yeah,
say when
dumber
fucking
than that. It was
yeah, no, it's dumber than
text,
that, dude.
Rex. Fuck. I'm as real as the devil, motherfucker. I'm as real as a donut, motherfucker. Okay, so I have Inception at 8. Love DiCaprio in it. Love Tom Hardy in it. Uh, Formerly Ellen Page in it. Um, Good movie.
Oh, yeah, that's the fucking
Yeah, that's Synanon.
oh
Synon.
my yeah, dude, it's crazy how he just reuses Yeah, she was a different, she was a girl back then, and now she's a he also killed it in Odyssey.
He was
Um,
very, very, very good. And that's not
yeah,
an easy role either because, again, bite sized pieces here, and you got to make the most of them. You got to take
yeah.
this little snack and turn it into an entree. And
No, he
everybody did a
killed
great
it.
job of it. All right. What do you have at
Um,
number seven?
7, I have Dunkirk.
Okay. So I
Um,
have The Dark Knight Rises here at seven. Do you have Dunkirk
okay.
at seven?
Yeah, we're pretty similar. It was just like, I mean, again, I'm beating a dead horse. Fucking like, if it's not just his movie, like, awesome fucking movie. I think like the visuals, accurate depiction, like it's all like that's a gorgeous movie too. Like all those the whole movie's like one color, but it like I don't know, just like the excitement and like the fun and like all the movies ahead of it are just yeah, like you said, I'm not gonna rewatch, I don't think, Dunkirk. And it's actually funny you said Inception you won't rewatch because I love Inception, it's pretty high. But also I watched it like a week ago and I was like, I had a conscious thought of like, I can't mentally you have to like mentally lock in, like clock in. And like I've seen it a million times, but I'm just like, do I really want to watch this? Because I'm gonna like it's a lot. Like it's
They're
you're on
exercises
a
for your
long
brain.
ride.
Like
Yeah.
you watch
And you
it
don't
and
get
it's hard to go to sleep right after you watch something like that. You're like, well, I'm already
yeah.
up. I'm wired.
And the thing is too with the Nolan movies, you don't get the payoff and the relief till the very fucking end. So you're just like, yeah, it's a lot. It's funny you said that because it actually is true.
Okay. I'll save my
6.
Dunkirk thoughts. Yeah. What do you have at six?
6, I have like when I saw that, I thought it was the best. I was like, this was the perfect fucking movie. Locked in the whole time. I mean, again, the visuals, the sound on that one, like when the bomb's going off and it's completely silent still. Like, I'm also a huge Killian guy. You got Matt Damon, you got Robert Downey murdering his thing, like Albert Einstein or fucking or Thomas Edison?
Yeah. Albert Einstein.
Okay. God, why I said that just made me look dumber. I got it right the first time.
Nailed it.
Um, awesome, awesome, awesome. But at the end of the day, it is like 3.5 hours about kind of just like a bomb that like compared to these other ones, you're just not having as much fun.
I'll save my Oppenheimer thoughts. I'll do six and five congruently. I have Interstellar at six, and I have Dunkirk at five. Uh, I'll do Dunkirk
Disrespect.
first. I just rewatched Dunkirk in a hotel room in Omaha a couple of weekends
There's
ago.
definitely lotion involved with that one.
Talk about not being able to fall asleep. I think we had a game at like noon the next day, and I don't think I fell asleep till like 3 a.m. because I was just like thinking about all those poor soldiers that had to go through it on that beach, and the
Reality
Tom
war.
Hardy plane sequences, the three consecutive or parallel timelines all happening, and not being able to catch that the first time in theater, and then going and seeing it again and being like, oh, this is what's happening. Like, just so rewarding.
It's great.
And then, yeah, it's like there isn't like a Damon, a Leo, a Christian Bale, a Cillian Murphy that's really carrying
Yeah.
the movie. It's kind of dependent on it's really Nolan's movie more so than it is him sharing it with one of these A-list actors. Like,
Yeah.
I can't
He's
remember
running the
the
rock.
yeah,
He's in I formation, just pounding the rock. He's winning. They're
dude,
winning,
8 yards
but
from
there's
like
no
from scrimmage every single time, just right behind the fullback through the mic,
yeah.
and we're just getting there second and two every single time.
Yeah, it's working, but there isn't like a 70-yard touchdown to Tyreek Hill.
So I have Interstellar at five. I think that this is, I mean, it's in the top five. Like, I love, or sorry, I have Interstellar at six, Dunkirk at five. Interstellar at six, obviously, brilliant McConaughey performance. I think that this is, you said about Inception. Inception, I've got, like, I've got it from like a mental standpoint. I can just kind of throw that on as a vibe. Dunkirk, I can kind of throw on as a vibe. Interstellar is the one that makes me, I feel like I'm doing homework while I'm watching it. And I'm so appreciative of the amount of research that went into this for him because it's like, God, damn, this is just flabbergasting. Like, I can't believe you actually came
Like,
up
how
with
do you
this.
think of that? Yeah, it's
Because his
fucking.
brother Jonathan Nolan is like a critical writing partner of his. He wrote
Oh, I didn't know
Westworld on
that.
HBO, and they do, yeah, I think every script they've kind of written together. Um, but I can just imagine the two of them off 7 cups of coffee writing the script together. And I think that sometimes that can be the best thing, and sometimes it can be like, all right, we're kind of going down one or two too many holes here. I wish it was just 15 to 20 minutes shorter. But again, this is one that I haven't seen in the theater, so I have to hold that. I
I
didn't see
saw.
it, but like the next time it's available, I'm there. And I think I missed
Yeah, I was
it
gonna
on
say
the
they just did
10th
that. They
anniversary
just.
a couple years ago because it's 2014.
Yeah. Was Yeah, they I was gonna say that was 2 years ago, that's wild.
So it came at a
Uh,
time in my life when I wasn't like, I'm showing up to the theater for a Christopher Nolan movie. So
yeah,
it's I don't have that
you didn't know
memory.
ball like that
I
yet.
think I did. It's just that I wasn't locked in on ball, I had distractions. It was 2014. I was a sophomore, junior in high school at that point,
Yeah,
and
you were with Kurt, Phil, and Drell
yeah, we were not going to
getting a
the
little
theater, I'll tell you that much.
cranky on.
Yeah.
All right, what am I at, 5?
We're at 5 now. I just did
Okay,
Dunkirk at 5 and Interstellar at 6.
so I had Oppenheimer at 6, I got The Odyssey at 5.
Beautiful.
Um, yeah, I like these my top 4, like, and this is our favorite, like, or maybe it might be top 10, but this is my,
Your
like,
list. That's how you
yeah,
have
The
to do it.
Odyssey might, yeah, like, The Odyssey might be the best movie, but my favorite, rocked my world, fucking insane, loved it, have to see it again, we'll definitely watch it over and over. Um, yeah, I left it, like, Odyssey is the movie, like, I left that theater and I was like, "This is why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I'm selling pest control, door to door, bartending, grinding my ass off, because if one day I can make a movie where everybody leaves and everyone's like, 'Holy shit.'" I heard like 30 audible holy shits as you're leaving the theater. Like, if you could just make something like that one day, it's all fucking worth it. So awesome, but Odyssey at 5.
Power of movies, man. The power of movies. Okay, what's your number 4?
4, I got The Prestige.
I also have The Prestige at number 4. When was the last time you rewatched this? Because
I
Maya and she
fucking
hadn't seen it before. We just watched it 2.5 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
I watched it probably maybe honestly, like, I last month, it was like 4 or 5 months ago, and I forgot, like, dude, that fucking movie rocks.
It's unbelievable.
Like,
And
just
I
the
had
whole
forgotten a lot of it
I
because I hadn't seen it in years
almost put it at
before.
3.
And I'm
Yeah.
thinking to myself, I'm like, this is how I want to experience it every time. Let me have 3 to 4 years between this movie, and every single
Yeah.
time I'm
Like,
gonna
not
forget
remember.
key elements, and then I'm gonna come back
Yeah.
to it and be like, oh my goodness, because this is probably the most twisty, and it could have
Oh my god.
so easily been his worst movie. It's literally about magicians. And like, if your boy, walked into your apartment right now and was just like, yo, I'm thinking about becoming a magician. Like, what's up? Like, you're like, dude, you're a lame, you're a dork. But he makes magicians so freaking cool in this. And he does it by casting Bale and Hugh
Insane.
Jackman. And then you also have Michael Caine in the mix here. Rebecca Hall in this one, Scarlett
Yep.
Johansson in a huge critical role, and freaking David Bowie as Nikola Tesla in this piece. Like, I mean, he's pulling out tricks, dog. And I had forgotten what the prestige meant, like
Yeah,
what that
you're
actually
and
meant,
it
and like the
literally, like,
magical act. And I'm
oh,
like, oh, dude, he's just playing with the audience. He's playing with me, and he's performing magic. He's literally the magician behind this picture. And
he he's he's doing a magic trick. That's literally what I was gonna say. I was like, the whole movie is a magic trick on your ass, the one watching, and then just like he always does, he lands the plane. Like, it all just fucking, you're just sitting there those last, like, 15 minutes, like, it just in shock, awe, impressed. Like, I remember the first time, that's one of my favorite movies of all time. And obviously, like, Jackman, Christian Bale, like, they're just so fucking good. Everything's so cool. Like, even all the magic shit, like, it's just because I don't really watch magic show, and like, some of the tricks, but, like, insane, bro. The journals, like, it just yeah. Prestige at 4. That's one of my it's just goated.
All right, number 3. So, we have a little bit different of a top
Did you have
3.
Prestige at 4?
I had Prestige at 4. What do you have at 3?
3, I fucking wish I 3, I have Inception. I just, like I know I kinda backtracked on it, but, like, I watched Inception, like, a week ago. It just I think that was, like, the first. Like, I just remember being so mind fucked, so satisfied at the end that at like, Leo is Leo, um, phenomenal. You have Killian, which, like, before anyone really, like I had completely forgot that Killian was the dude that they were tapping into the mind just because you kinda forget shit. The visuals, the craziness, the world bending, the double mirror shot where no one's to this day knows how he does it. Like, I just loved fucking Inception. And also, like, you're rooting for him, the crazy story about his wife and the kids, and then the top at the end. Can you still hear me? Okay. Okay. Yeah, and then, like, the top at the end, I watched an interview lately. He said that, because like, no one knows the ending and you have it's open to your, debate. And he was like, "Yes, I know the ending. I know if the top stops or not, but I will never tell the world. I will never tell the world." And it's like, yeah, I just I love that movie. And Leo also, he's not in any other, is that the only movie he did with?
That's the only movie they've done together.
Yeah, and just fucking murdered. Like, I literally, because now I watch shit with, like, an acting eye, and I'm looking at his, like, and his the wife, like, yeah, just fucking phenomenal. He should have won for that an Oscar. But yeah, Inception at 3. Classic for me.
I like your point about the spinning top at the end. I think that most of his movies, he's telling you what the ending is, and with that one, he's like, "I'm gonna leave it open to interpretation." I'm very appreciative of that. I know that Stanley Kubrick is, like, one of his favorite filmmakers, somebody that he is inspired by and aspires to be like, and that's how a lot of his pictures are. Um, and then you're right. I mean, the
Yeah.
building sequence where they're in
It's
the
like
dreamland,
it
it's remarkable.
oh, yeah, it's fucking it's and visually, like, the snow when they raid the thing at the end, the snow scenes, yeah, and then the top, it's like he landed the plane, but then everybody's stuck on the tarmac for eternity. The plane was landing. You got satisfied, but you're just like, "Dude, is our gate open? Like, what the fuck?"
Mhm.
Um, just awesome.
Yeah, he has
Just
a
awesome.
lot of just kick-ass, like, action sequences throughout all of his filmography, and that snow one might be top 4 or 5 for me. There's one other
Oh,
thing I wanted to say
it's
about,
like a mini war movie.
The Prestige was that I think that that was darker than I remembered because there's, like, I don't wanna spoil it for anybody that's the same way as me and hasn't seen it in a few years, but there's a suicide in that movie, and I had kind of forgotten about it, and there's also, I think, a suicide in Inception too, and he's so I think, like,
Oh,
the
yeah, there is.
preconceived notion or his reputation was that he's just kind of a muscular filmmaker, like, he's just good at the action sequences, but I don't think people give him enough credit for, like, the human emotion and spirit, and I think it's really been more evident in recent stage of his career, which I'll talk about here in a second, but, yeah, I mean, Prestige alright, so Prestige 4,
Yeah.
and then 3, you had Inception. At number 3, I do have, The Dark Knight. So I guess this is gonna be
Yeah.
2 or 1 for you. I'm not sure which. You don't have to tell me.
Come on now.
So interesting thing about the Odyssey and Oppenheimer is that it is about men who are coming to terms with the fact that they might have ruined the world a little bit. And I'm like, why is this so
Yeah, someone kinda
resonant for Chris Nolan? Like, he's a
did
good
he ruin the world?
dude. He, spends a lot of time with his family. And
Is he though?
I guess the connection is that I don't know, he made The Dark Knight and that kicked off the superhero boom, and he thought that maybe he killed movies there for a little bit because the only things that were performing at the box office were things with people with capes in them.
Oh, that's a wild take. and
That's
they
just
do
what I've
fucking I
heard, and
hate
I kind of
superhero movies.
interpreted that when I was watching it myself, but I'm like, "This can't be it." Like, this has to be, like it can't be
Yeah,
him
that would
feeling
be
the
too
guilt.
much ego.
Yeah.
That's not
But I think
the
that that
yeah.
could be a small part of it, but if
Yeah, I'd
that
love
were
to
the
ask him that
case,
question.
The Dark Knight is so fucking good that I wouldn't blame him. Like, it's as good as Odysseus
Yeah, we'll
coming up
take
with a
that.
Trojan horse. It's as good as Robert J. Oppenheimer coming up with the atom bomb. Like, it
Yeah,
is
we'll take
that
that
to
bullet,
movies. Like, it's one of the best movies of the 21st century. Like,
even though
this top 3
Japan took
here,
most of that bullet
we're
in Oppenheimer.
this top
Cut
3
that.
here, like, we are dealing with, like, some of my 25 favorite movies ever. Like, we're in that
Yeah.
territory, and this is just one of them. It's my favorite superhero movie ever. Heath Ledger, obviously, he gets probably the best
It's gotta
performance
be it's gotta be the best superhero movie,
by a
right?
mile.
I mean, it sure isn't Suicide Squad, tell you that. Sure
No,
isn't
no,
fucking,
it's definitely not Suicide Squad.
yeah. Alright, so that was your 3?
That was my number 3, and your number 3 was Inception, so what is
Yup.
your number 2?
2 is Dark Knight,
Okay.
for all the reasons that we just said. I don't think you can meet someone that doesn't like that movie, and, I mean, the acting, the plot, the fucking chaos, like, if every superhero movie was like that, I would be like I would love them. It really is different than every other, I mean, the stuff that comes out now, I mean, I'm gonna see the Spider-Man. Um, I watched, like, I know the the only other like, the Endgame or with the snap the
Yep.
fingers one, I don't know anything about. Like, that was cool when, is that Endgame or
Yep.
is that fucking
Endgame.
yeah. I saw that one. Linda would just drag me to every superhero movie. Um, fucking I remember watching Superman. That is a fucking oh my god,
Yeah.
just awful. Just not a big fan of I don't like predictable endings, which is why Nolan is awesome, but, like, hey, like, you're watching a superhero movie, I wonder if the good guy's gonna win.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think
Like, and I also never read comics as a guy. I was never into that. I don't know, but The Dark Knight just seems different.
it is, and it's because, it's again, it's not You know what's interesting is, like, I
'Cause
wonder
Nolan did
what
it.
out of, like, what trilogies that exist, the 2nd movie in the trilogy is, like, so clearly head and shoulders above the
The
1st movie
best
in the
one.
trilogy and the 3rd. Like, it is, like, in a different universe than either Batman Begins or Dark Knight Rises. Like,
Yeah.
it stands on its own ground. Like, you can't even really
The
compare it to
only
those 2.
thing the only thing that comes Dune 2 I think was way better than Dune 1, but then again, the 3rd one,
Is
it
gonna
seems
be
like is gonna be
Yeah.
just in even Timmy said he was like yeah, I mean, I don't know, I guess I don't know how much value that holds, but,
It holds all the
um,
value. That's gonna be an absolute banger, but I'd have
yeah,
to
it's
go
gonna be
back through history and look because, like, it's not Godfather, it's not Star Wars. I don't know which one it is. Alright.
yeah,
So that's your number 2. I do have the Odyssey at number 2. Um,
fuck yeah.
uh,
I mean, it's a great pick.
yeah, again, I just think that he's gotten to the point where, like, he's really figured it out. He's a master of
You're
his
like, "What does he
craft.
do from here?"
It feels like this is, like, year 18 LeBron for him right now, where it's like, this is just, I mean,
What
brilliant
was
shit.
Miami year 2 LeBron then?
Well, I
Interstellar?
think
That's what it
that
was.
Dark Knight is Miami LeBron. I think that Odyssey is like 2020 Lakers chip LeBron and 2018 LeBron, and then 2016 LeBron is going to be my number 1. Um, and then I would say, yeah, I guess the Prestige is like first Cleveland stint LeBron, like where he's just the most athletic freak in the world and he's just doing magic
Yeah,
tricks on the court every single
just
night.
dunking on everyone,
Literally jumping from the
no
free throw
regards to
line and
human
then
life.
landing like 3 feet beyond the baseline, like jumping 18 fucking feet.
Just
Like,
who was that little guy in the Bulls that he jumped
oh,
over? Who
John
was that?
Lucas.
John Lucas, man. Yeah, I tell you what, I don't know where his career went, but it wasn't uphill after that.
I think he runs like a really good AAU program.
Oh, that sounds
Yeah.
nice. Well, LeBron's still in the league, so
Yep, LeBron is still in the league. All right. So our number 1s. So you are going to have what at number 1?
Interstellar.
Okay. And I
Because
have
this is
Oppenheimer at number 1.
oh, no way. Dude, how that's fucking you really loved that then.
I absolutely
Um,
adore it. You can do Interstellar
It,
first. I'll do Oppenheimer next. Go ahead.
I could talk
Is
about
it because
Interstellar
of
for.
McConaughey? Is like that it? Like it's like just McConaughey is like the performance, or is it the story? Like what is it for you?
That's actually a great question. It definitely, I would say 50% is. I'm trying to think of like if Matt Damon did Interstellar, I don't know, maybe I wouldn't, or he was in Interstellar, but it's definitely obviously McConaughey is the goat, my goat. Um, but like, bro, I watched that movie. That was like the first movie to ever like just rock my shit. Um, Obviously, I love like also the birth of Timmy. I was gonna bring up you like Chalamet. You have Anne Hathaway, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Anne Hathaway. He flies to God fucking whatever the planet to find Matt Damon, just vacuum sealed in a little Lunchable thing. The scene when he hits him off and turns on him, the whole movie, beautiful. You're in space. The whole idea of like 5 minutes here is 30 years. You know, the whole cornfield scene, his son, the daughter. He comes back and he's fucking younger. Like he comes back and he's younger than his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck is going on? There's only like, I mean, there's only one probably, director that can pull it off and fucking, I just, that's my goat. One of, I would say, top three favorite movies. The only movie I like more than Interstellar is Mud. And you can see a trend there. But dude, the time shit, the bookcase, the everything, start to finish. And then you get the payoff at the end because thank God he sees his daughter before he freaking she croaks. But like he even has the world bending in that one too. Remember the baseball field at the end, the insane visual when the guy hits a pop fly and it goes like it just like backwards. Um, just everything, the whole story. You're freaking out the whole time if they're gonna make it or not. Um, yeah, dude, the fucking watch, when he finds out the watch, the Morse code. I don't know. Nolan must be on drugs when he has to be. You just don't, or we're just built different. I'm just built worse. People say built different. I'm going to start saying I'm built worse because I just don't know how that comes out of your brain. Like, where does that even start? And yeah, all the research they did, they met with like the actual, is it scientist technically, or what is the guy that did the
I have no idea like what kind of title this guy had. They're obviously scientists and engineers and
yeah,
physicists and
NASA?
like I mean, yeah, they had to have been employees of NASA or something like that. I mean, they're
I watched a McConaughey interview and he was like, no one made him go to like all these lectures or like he pretty much put his ass to school to learn how the fuck all this shit works. And then what was I just gonna say? Oh yeah, then the crying scene. Well, I mean, I think that's the best scene ever in movies when he sees his kids. Um, how he didn't get an Oscar for that, I have no fucking clue. But yeah, that's the cherry baby. Give me Interstellar. And why Oppenheimer?
I love
Because it was a
Interstellar too.
banger.
Oppenheimer. So I just rewatched this one. So I watched Odyssey Saturday, or I went and saw Odyssey on Saturday, went and saw it on Sunday, and then Monday night I rewatched Oppenheimer. I think it was my 5th time watching it.
Fifth is crazy.
Because I
That's a
saw it
fucking like
3 times in the
4 hour movie.
theater. It is just about 3 hours, kind of around the same length as the Odyssey. I think that it's his most impressive movie because outside of the Trinity test, which was again one of those experiences in the theater I'll never forget. Seeing the
Never seen that.
Prometheus, well, the actual testing of the atom bomb. We saw when we saw it in the theater, like the actual they called it the
Oh,
Trinity test when they
my
actually
dumb ass
blew
thought
it
that
up
was a movie.
at Los Alamos. Yeah, so you're watching that and you're seeing like the fire eat the screen, and
It's
then
fucking nuts.
it takes like 25-30 seconds to feel the boom of
And
the
there's
actual
no
sound,
sound. You
and
think the
it's
sound went out in the theater.
I mean it's deafening.
Yeah.
You could have heard a pin drop in the theater, which is something I don't think you can say for, people have lost their respect for theaters in a lot of ways, but every time I saw it, I think I saw it 3 times in the theater, nobody ever said a word. Everybody was just kind of
Remember there's
stunned.
that video of the guy that farted when it was dead quiet? I know you know what I'm talking about. But
Yep, you
no,
sprung a memory to mind.
phenomenal.
But outside of that, like there aren't action sequences in here. It is all men and women talking in rooms, mostly men. And the fact that it's so propulsive, it's so
Only one,
engaging, it's so
dude.
entertaining, and it's just dudes talking. It's like, it's really a testament to one, the editing. He's been working with this Jennifer Lane as his editor on his last few movies, and you can tell because everything is just fluid, it's fast, it's moving,
Dude.
and the performances that he's getting from your boy Killian, RDJ, Casey Affleck shows up in this movie for like a scene and a
Oh,
half and just eats worlds like he's like Galactus. Uh, I mean, God,
wait,
the
what is Casey
score
Affleck?
inside of
What does
it.
he do again?
So he
What
is
is he?
a interrogator essentially for the United States government and the FBI, and his job
Oh,
is
that,
to root out communists. And Oppenheimer is being ridiculed and essentially tried, not technically tried, but essentially tried as a communist. Because they have conspiracy theories that he built the atom bomb and was revealing secrets to Russia that
yeah,
would have essentially given them the tools and the resources to build the atom bomb at the same time as the Americans. Um, and that's kind of, I
all
mean,
true too.
which is like insane because it's like you say that and you're like, God, that sounds like a pretty cool documentary, I guess. And then you go see it and you're like, fuck, this is absolutely electric. Like
Oh
this,
yeah.
I mean,
And
this
if
is
we
one of the
didn't do
ones.
that, the whole world history is different.
I mean, the world history is different because of it, and I think that's what Nolan's exploring with this and the Odyssey in particular. Like they're so tied together, where it is Oppenheimer and Odysseus balancing the fact that yes, we have to do this. One, for Odysseus to get off the beach and get home and end the war, and for Oppenheimer to defeat the Nazis. But I think that the very first title card in Oppenheimer is Prometheus was the god that gave fire to humans
Does
so
he
they could
always do
destroy
a title
themselves.
card?
I don't think for everyone, but he has for the last two, which is
Yeah.
interesting. I'd have to go back and check, but I know he didn't do it for Dark Knight. Um, but like, he's literally American Prometheus, and I still need to read that book. But
One of my favorite I think out of all his movies, man, my favorite ending scene is the Oppenheimer when he goes back to Einstein and the hat and you just realize,
he's looking at the ripple effects in the water, and he's
bro,
seeing the ripples and the
yeah, I'm getting chills
exponential.
just thinking about it.
And then he's got these visions of him like flying in the sky and seeing the nuclear bombs go into the sky. And
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. And I don't think we've even talked about it tonight, but the music in this movie,
Oh, it's
the
insane.
Odyssey, and in Oppenheimer, his relationship with Ludwig Göransson
Yeah,
is
that dude is fucking
he's the
the
one.
Odyssey, the
He's the
music,
one.
like,
He's like the heir apparent to Hans Zimmer, who did most of the movies before this. But like
yeah.
this new relationship, it's fresh. It feels like these movies are
Is it?
different than his previous 10 or 11, and I think it's
Yeah.
for the
Or
better.
Interstellar is
Yeah.
the classic. Everybody knows the Hans Zimmer Interstellar. But yeah, Odyssey, like, it's crazy how the whole mood and the whole scene changes with those songs. And they're obviously all just instrumentals, but when you see it in a theater, you're like, oh, it just changes everything. It's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. People are complaining about the IMAX being too loud. Have you seen all that? I actually talked to someone today and she was like, I had to like plug my ears.
I could
The
see it
regular
during
version,
the Cyclops sequence when he's screaming because that
yeah,
is, I mean, it's painful, but God, it's supposed to be that way. Like, this is a
yeah,
Christopher Nolan movie. It's going to be fucking loud. Like, what do you think you signed up for, dog? Like,
yeah, the
you look at a
epicness.
roller coaster that goes a mile and a half high, you're going to go a mile and a half high. It's not going to
You're gonna,
stop or
yeah,
slow down or go a shortcut for you. Like,
yeah,
you
just
signed up for
enjoy it.
this, dog. Yeah, it's a ride. All
Yep.
right. Okay, great. So that's the Odyssey. That's Christopher Nolan's top 10. We're back. We will be back again next week talking ball. And yeah, we're going to try to go once a week from here on out and make sure
I
that
have
you guys
so
are
much.
eating.
Yeah, we
Somebody
are,
get these beggars out of here. These
we are
plate
back.
lickers.
I can't, I have so much ball to talk. I can't fucking wait.
A month away. A month
Um,
away. When people are hearing
yeah,
this,
dude,
it'll
and we get
be
to see each other,
a
bro. I
shade over 3
fucking,
weeks.
yeah, we get to see fucking, I mean, I haven't seen you, obviously in person, but, Yeah, dude, once a week, fucking, we'll get Petey, Bordy, whoever the fucking clown's back, Capch. Um, yeah, and we'll just fucking let it rip.
All
Go
right.
Ravens.
Thank you guys for listening. We will see you guys on the other side. Peace out.
Yay!
I'm loving the pop off.